Yo. Dog. When I tell y'all the amount of sweat that's going through my veins right now, man, the injection that Nintendo and Douglas D. Bowser injected your boy with, man. Listen, bro. I mean, the entire conference, I was already hyped. From the moment it started, with all the Dragon Quest heroes, being playable, through different costume changes, I thought, yo, that is absolutely amazing. And then from then on out, it just went absolutely in ham, man. I could not believe my eyes when I saw Panzer Dragoon, bro. Panzer Dragoon, son. Like, are you serious? And I was like, bro, like if there's a few games that you can immediately call out from back in the day, and that's one of them. You feel me? Panzer Dragoon. So I was already losing my mind then, man. I really was. But it just kept going and going and going. Banjo Kazooie is Smash. And then, in the midst of all of that, Link's Awakening remake, looking absolutely fantastic. Astral Chain, day one, dude. Astral Chain is going to be it is already one of the games I'm looking forward to buying the most later on this year. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. But then Breath of the Wild, the Majora's Mask of the Wild, son. Bro, and y'all remember, man, back in 2017, I did that one vlog where I was at the midnight release for the Switch, right? And I came home and I was doing videos leading up to it because Zelda is just my thing. Always has been, always will be, bro. That's my baby, right? And Breath of the Wild to me is one of my favorite video game experiences of all time. Of all time, man. Of all time. I had such a blast playing that game. From start to finish, everything about it with the shrines, the world, the adventure aspect, the flashbacks, everything. I loved everything about that game. Aside from bits and pieces with Ganon, I wish Ganon would have been written a bit better. But aside from that, it was a dang near perfect game, man. And the overall experience to me is what makes it my favorite. And I was a massive tard for Link to the Past because Link to the Past is the reason why I got started in this whole journey in the first place. So, like, those two games, man. And the simple fact that they're making a sequel to it, not only just a sequel, man, but it looks glorious, bro. It looks like stuff has changed. It looks like stuff has gone down since the end of the original Breath of the Wild. You have differences in character design, which obviously showcases change. And I'm looking forward to seeing how Zelda has changed as a character compared to the original Breath of the Wild. And of course, continuing the adventure down with Link. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens to the rest of the characters in this world as well. If we're going to be exploring through the same parts, are there going to be more parts of the world that are going to be open to us now? Of course, we see some of Link's new abilities that I think we're going to be able to use in the game. So I'm like, man, dude, the hype is real, son. Seriously, like, Nintendo, for me, it was already going in, but I still had Square slightly over it because of my bias towards the Final Fantasy VII Remake and whatnot. But, bro, whenever I saw that final thing, I was like, nah, it's over. It's over, son. It's over. Yo, my brother and I put on the Santa hat at least like 15 times during this conference, man. Seriously. It was a super Santa hat level conference, man. But I am extremely excited for Breath of the Wild 2, bro. I really, really am. And then right now I have the treehouse right here in the corner. They're playing Animal Crossing. The Animal Crossing, bro. Absolute greatness, man. We see Smokey, what's good? Nicholas Alexander, what's good? Carlos Silos, what's good? Kogami, the MMA District. Carlos Jose, my boy Moose. Money Marsh, Family Guy 10, Stride Gamer, XED, Stage Mode Roxas. My dog Mecca. Yo, Mecca, man, I gotta see your reaction to the whole stream, bro. Later on today, especially to Banjo, because I know how much you wanted Banjo, bro. So I gotta see your reaction to that, man. Best selling manga in history. What's good, yo? Genocide R was good. Was good. I really wish Zelda could accompany you now while you're adventuring. I agree. I hope that does become a feature, like a prevalent feature that we'll actually be able um, to have in the game and on a normal basis. Because I mean, if you can have a horse accompanying you, right, and you ride upon said horse and you go around with said horse, I think just having the follow feature that where Zelda will follow you around it would be great. And also not only just that, but an ability to switch. After watching FF7's gameplay yesterday, it really made me start thinking about the other series that I really enjoy that would allow me to be able to switch between the main cast, so that I can play with said characters and experience these new ways of playing the game. So I think being able to play as Zelda would bring that additional fact that it's a sequel. It would bring brand new gameplay possibilities to a world that we already know. Of course, a world that's been destroyed, but a world that we already know. So being able to play as Zelda would be great because it would allow two different gameplay experiences whenever and especially if you get to switch mid battle. Like you're like, all right, man. So a party system would be really really cool to have in here. Especially, I mean, maybe that's me wishing too much, but especially if we could have like other characters that you could play as well, maybe the champs and whatnot. Imagine being able to play as like Sidon and whatnot. So that would be dope. But I think at the very least, if we're gonna have Zelda and Link adventuring around like going in Killua, I really do hope that Zelda could be playable, because that would really freshen up the gameplay. It would definitely do it. Let me see. I'm telling you, Black 4-5, man, the hype for the Breath of the Wild sequel, the hype. Playable Zelda would be godly. I'm telling you. Let me see. Do you hear Nintendo's releasing DLC for the new spider character in Zelda? Is it called the Shonen Jump Captain or Commodore Laz? Which one of the two, Coach? Which one of the two? Let me see. Hold on. Speaking of the spider, let me send my boy the spider an invite right quick. Yo, man. I still can't get over that trailer. Son, I was so hyped for so many of this of this conference, like so many things from this conference, man. I'm still hyped over Astral Chain, bro. I'm legitimately excited for Astral Chain. Where Yo, Silva, man, hold on. Let me see. Silva, bro, I know you're a big Pokemon fan, man. How are you feeling about it? I really like the gameplay they showed right after the conference in Nintendo Treehouse. I was looking goat.
Mosh.
My boy Laz.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yo, I'm glad Nintendo delivered a banger for you, bro, because I know after last night, man, you needed that. You feel me? So.
Hey, yesterday didn't exist. What matters today is the fact that Nintendo hit a home run, a grand slam, and everything I needed.
The facts. Hey, no, yesterday did exist, man. We got Tifa. You feel me?
Yeah, you know what? That's factual. Anything after 11 doesn't matter.
Yeah. Anything after 11. You know, when Raw went off the air, everything after it was non-canon. You know what I'm saying? It was non-canon.
That's a shoot. Oh my god, where do we start?
God of War 187 brings up a great point, and this is of course something that all of us are really hyped for. God of War says got Majora's Mask vibes from that sequel, and I felt the same way. I thought it would be like a darker version, because the original had that adventure aspect that first Zelda had, and or Ocarina of Time. So this one's definitely going for the darker approach. Twilight Princess, Majora's Mask, and I know Majora's Mask is your favorite game. So how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy because I was talking to my brother like right afterwards, and like we noticed, like, you know how at the end of the trailer it shows like, you know, Hyrule's kind of like, you know, shaking a little bit, right? It looks like it's like an uplifting thing, and in the moment I'm thinking to myself, yo, are we about to get Legend of Zelda Skypiea, bro?
Legend of Zelda Skypiea.
Giant dog, like. Oh man, but I don't know. It just looks beautiful, bro. All I'm expecting, like the gameplay, you already know from Breath of the Wild. The first time we played it, it was phenomenal. I just hope the story is as good, at the very least, as how Breath of the Wild's first one is, and maybe just goes beyond. Because I feel like, based on that character we saw at the end, might be reminiscent to Demise from Skyward Sword. So
yeah,
if it's the origins of that man,
that'd be wild.
Yo,
I didn't even think about it that way until you pointed that out. Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, like, I know. I'm like, wait a minute, Demise. Because I'm thinking like, yo, if it's man, I was knows Nintendo, bro. They really secure the bag,
as they should. As they should, dude. Did you ever play Panzer Dragoon?
No, no, no. But I saw that trailer though. I'm looking, hey, this got lit.
Yo, dog, Panzer Dragoon, man. That was one of the dope games that were on those demo discs. So it has a special place in my heart, man. It has a special demo discs allow me to play so many of those
I
classic games.
remember,
Bro.
yeah, it was like me with SOCOM 3. I remember getting like a random disc. I thought it was the actual game, and I'm like, wait, how
Yeah,
come I can't get past this level? It's because there's a reason for it.
that was me with I think it was Final Fantasy VIII for so long. Like I think my pops got Pizza Hut one time and it came with FF8 and a demo disc. And I'm like, yo, why can I ever get past a certain part of the game?
Oh man, yo, that's funny. They hit me with bites of dust, bro. You're just repeating the whole arc again.
Bites of dust though. Oh, it's not. Hold on. Let me I'm gonna send out a couple more links. All right, quick.
Oh, I see Silva. Yeah, we gotta block.
Oh no, yeah, Silva gets in the call. We have to end it. Let me see.
Yeah, exactly, as you should. Oh my god, I don't even know where else to start, man. There's just so many good things. Like Link's Awakening. As someone who has never played the original back in the day, man, I'm really excited to be able to play this, and the fact that it's coming out in August,
For sure.
That's incredible as too. So that's gonna be great.
I'm telling you, like not only is it gonna be great for like you said, for the people who've been waiting for it for a while, but it's gonna be great for new fans to finally be able to experience it, because it is a game that now, especially with the Switch, it feels like it just fits the system, you know.
Right.
So it's gonna be great, but man, dude, I'm hyped for Astral Chain, bro. The more I see from Astral Chain, I'm just like, yo, give it to me.
Too, because my brother's like a big fan of like Platinum games in general, man. So when he heard like originally when it was announced that they're gonna be working on this, he's like, okay, this is gonna be some heat. Like, and I'm like, I'll keep an open mind with it. And after I saw the trailer again, I'm like, you know what, man, I might be a cop.
Facts.
I'm gonna have to, bro.
Hard facts.
Is that and Diamond X Machina? Because dude, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Tell me if I was the only one that wasn't getting Gundam vibes at times, like watching that. I was just like, yo, this is getting cop too, bro. It just looks clean.
Gundam vibes in that one game from you know, in KH3. I forgot the name of it.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. It was giving me those vibes too. That game made me mad though, because I spent like 3 hours trying to get that one achievement / trophy for getting a maximum amount of points. We don't talk about that game.
We don't.
That game. But yo, real quick, man, driving away from Nintendo, because I barely want to talk about this.
Yeah.
So, thoughts on us finally being able to see the goddess Tifa in PlayStation 4, like next gen.
This is good. Well, when I seen the trailers before, remember how they had the name tags like Cloud, Barret, and Tifa? I'm like, all right, what are we doing here, bro? You're showing me a tag with no Tifa.
Yeah.
And this before I had to nuke the stream when the agents came through. But listen, bro, when I see her pull up at the bar, dog, with the cup in hand, I say, yo,
cup in hand, bro, like on some Dragon of Dojima stuff. Dragon,
bro, she had. Listen, I can have the ability to have a gun. I can have a sword, but look, if I have the ability to use my hands, Tifa, look, man, she just looks so clean. Every hit, every kick, picture perfect how she would be like in the original. And the fact that you can move around with her, like as the turn base, you can only do so much. You can just see the the impact that it hits and everything. But the fact that I could feel like I'm out here going like like yo, man, yo,
facts. Yeah, you're right, because the fact that it's an action game, like you legitimately feel like you're these characters now.
The vibration, bro, you'll feel every hit, man. Like, my God,
got to see Marlene too. That was great.
Yeah, one thing I will say from the trailer that really got me excited was you know how they were showing off like the original fight with Cloud and Barret against the Sentinel Scorpion, right? So when you know how they did the thing where it's like you can take cover and then you can switch off afterwards to like the next guy and then go for the attack. I think it was so dope because it puts the focus on one guy and you can still get the other attacks after. But I'm also thinking it would be cool if they were to say do co-op in some way where you can control, say like I play as Cloud, you play as Barret or whatever, and then do the missions like that in the story. That in itself, I think would be awesome.
We were talking about that last night on here on stream, and I was like, yo, that would be amazing if we could actually do co-op, because then not only the Switch thing, of course, is awesome, but being able to communicate with other people and have them focus on their things. So like you could have Aerith focusing on taking them down with magic or some sort of thing, like whenever you have a a person that you're facing that is weak to, let's say, wind or lightning. You have
Mhm.
Aerith working on that. Then you would have Tifa going hands, straight hands, and if that person has a big, massive barrier, you bring out Barret. The person who's using Barret, use the focus shot, take out the barrier. You're going with Cloud. You use a cross slash. Like, it would be nice.
Oh man.
Just being able to do that. But yo, X, my boy, what's good, yo?
What's good?
How are we all doing?
What's
My
good?
man.
That
Yo.
was a great E3.
It was.
There's been a lot of issues, a lot of people have disappointed, but overall, I have to say, the last 2 days have been amazing.
They were, man.
For sure, man. Yeah, dude. I'm still raving over Nintendo's, man. Like, there's so many. Because the thing about most of these conferences is that you get a break between some of them, but Nintendo legit gave you back to 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 back. Like, I was trying to catch up, bro. I was like, yo, I need air, dog. This is too much for me.
There is a game every single month coming out. First party.
Exactly. That's why I like, because it's like between now and winter, like there's a lot Nintendo has that's coming out, and it's just like, even just then I know like Animal Crossing. I mean, it sucks that, like, they got delayed until then, but I rather for them, like, if you're gonna get the game you guys been wanting for a long time, and you have to delay it to make sure it's what you want. I mean, that's the best business move I think Nintendo can make. And honestly, if you've seen the reports regarding like Sword and Shield, now I'm kind of thinking to myself, man, look, if I could get a delay on that game for maybe a year to make sure things are good, I will be fine with that, because they're saying the whole like the Pokedex, like for Galar or something, like not a lot of the Pokemon you can like get in the game from like transferring over. So if that's the case, man, then I mean, a lot of people are gonna be disappointed who invested in Pokemon Bank.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, so I'm like, if that's the case, that's gonna suck too, because there's certain guys I know people are gonna want in the game too to transfer over. So
the gameplay that I was watching right now, whenever I was telling the Silva that in the chat, the gameplay that they were showing in the Nintendo Treehouse event was looking great, man. I mean, it legit looks great. I mean, you had a giant Arcanine, bro. Like, whoever would have thought?
Yeah, I thought a mod choke right there about to do a pile driver before I close the stream. Like
a pile driver.
We need to get a giant Dragonite just to give it a call back.
Hey, listen, since X, because I know you and Rikami, we've seen Toriko, but listen, if I get Whale Lord, bro, I'm telling you right now, that's Prime Moon. That's Prime Moon, bro.
Whale King Moon, bro. Prime Moon.
When I thought
it's gonna be Moon, and then Dragonite might be Darius.
Yeah, that's facts.
Hard facts.
Arcanine is gonna be the Wolf King, bro. Like,
yeah, Monkey King Bambi.
What is that?
That'll be great.
Yo, Prime Group gives me crazy, man. I can't wait.
Yo, Moose and Silva, what's good, bro? What's good, yo?
Yo.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. The only one I watched was Square Enix last night. That's the only thing I watched.
Hey, but that was the 9 o'clock prime time slot.
Yeah,
it was
I understand.
Cool. I'm not gonna lie to you. All right, so the Avengers. That's the only thing. That's the only thing. Reason why I watched it. It Final Fantasy VII too, but I already know that's gonna be good.
Yeah,
I'm not really worried about that.
Mm-hmm. What do you think? Because I know you of course you're really into the comic thing. So thoughts on the Avengers? I think it looks great. Yeah.
I thought, okay, my initial reaction, I was pissed. I was really mad, but then like I slipped on it, and then I watched it again. I was like, okay, I like it. What I thought they were gonna do is I thought they were gonna bring some heavy hitters, and I thought they were gonna do like, I don't know, at least one of the Avengers looking like from the movie, and actually got the actor to do it. Kind of because it's becoming a theme now that they're getting these famous actors to play characters in these video games, like Keanu Reeves, John Bethnal, right? Didn't he get announced for a game for Ubisoft?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah. So I thought they were gonna do that, but they did it. But it looks good. The only thing I don't like is they're gonna keep releasing content over time. It's like,
but it'll be good for that type of game. I feel like for the Avengers, because it's such a massive universe. If you continue to update the game, it's gonna be free DLC. So that's
that's the best part about it too. The fact that I don't have to pay for that, and like I still get some new characters coming in, the mechanisms, so bro, that's gonna be great.
Because I do like it's 4-player co-op. That's pretty cool. So
that'll be awesome.
Yeah, that was sold on me too, because it's like one of those games like, well, yeah, it would be cool to play single player, but something like the Avengers, for how vast the world of Marvel is, man. Like I want to be able to throw hands with like anyone online, for anything.
Exactly.
And then now we can all throw hands together. I'm out here being Cap. My boy Recon being Iron Man. Laz be fucking Thor, and then we get Silver playing Black Widow.
I will say though, in terms of the designs, the only one that kind of got me, well, two of them. One of them's a super troll one, and it's with Thor. Because I saw this tweet. Someone said he looks like Edge, bro. Edge. He looks like Edge. And then Captain America just didn't look like Captain America to me.
On this day.
Yeah, like Captain America, just his design was a little like weird for me, but the Thor won't kill me. But the voice acting choice they got there, man, those some really big people, bro.
Great stuff. I mean, you got Troy Baker up in there, bro. I was like, oh,
bro, they had Madara Uchiha doing Tony Stark, bro. That's scary.
I saw that. I Baker, and I was like, that's a great voice actor.
Yeah, Travis Willingham, bro. They got Ace in there too, man. Like,
I'm going to be the negative person here right now.
Okay. Hey, go ahead, man.
This game has been in development for what, 2 years now? For me, the fact that they're bringing out content for free just means that the game won't be finished on launch and they'll just release it.
That is true.
And they just pad it out. And then once like PS5 and Xbox Scarlet comes out, then they'll be like, here is the definitive
edition. Yeah, $60. Yeah, that's true. That seems like what almost every. Well, not every, but a lot of games from Square Enix are starting to do that now. Square is, I mean, we see it even with FF7, episodic, right? But KH3, FF15, honestly, I think Nier was the one complete game that I can recall that really didn't need to rely on DLC. Because even for KH3, as much as I enjoyed that game and I went in on it, Final Fantasy 15 as well, we knew that it kind of felt incomplete towards the end, which is why we're waiting on the DLC and whatnot.
Yeah.
So Avengers is going to have that same issue, but I think it's just Square and what they're trying to.
They like that money, man. They like that money. Like that money. Like, what do you
get that money, facts. And I mean, they're kind of smart about it too, because they know we're gonna pay it. Because like for me, right? Yeah. I know for a fact I'm gonna buy KH3 DLC. I know for a fact I'm gonna buy Final Fantasy VII Episode 500 in like 2050 when I finally get to fight Sephiroth. And like so they know, and I guess that's why they continue to do these Square titles. Another Square game that looks really cool was Outriders. I thought that looked
yeah, it looked dope too.
That one looked dope. But yeah, man, back to Nintendo for a quick thing. Yo, are y'all ready to get pwned by Banjo Online?
Banjo!
Okay, listen, yo, hey, that trailer was dope because I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, why are we seeing K Rool, DK and stuff? I'm like, well, it was good. And then I see the Banjo thing, but oh wait, and then I see Dunk. I'm like, man, but I know they're gonna throw me Banjo afterwards. Dude.
I should have realized straight away. Rare made Donkey Kong's games. Yeah. Rare made Banjo.
It didn't take me either at first. Whenever I saw it, I was like,
I was expecting Conker to pull up too, bro, out of the bag. Like
Conker. Conker would have been really fun too.
Yeah.
I do wonder now though who is going to be that other. Oh man, but before I get to that, yo, the fact that they had all of the Dragon Quest heroes in one character is really really cool to me, man. Because that just means more possibilities for other characters and stuff like that. Because now, let's just say if they decide to add, I don't know, because with other characters, they can take the Pokemon trainer route and give us multiple characters in one, which is what I like so much about this Dragon Quest hero. I'm playing the hero.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens. But I'm looking forward to seeing what is that other one they have for winter.
Yeah.
Because for Super Smash Bros. 4, that was Cloud, if I'm not mistaken, was that December release.
So two more.
Yeah. So we have. So what is it going to be? You think it's going to be winter, one more, and then that last one's going to be early spring?
Spring, I would say. Yeah.
They said the DLC will last until February 2020.
So February, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm assuming Master Chief is one of them. Just saying.
I would have to
he would be one of my mains. No question. Master Chief.
Snake versus Master Chief. Let's go.
I'm telling you. And then if somebody comes to my house and we're able to do that one, whenever you can have multiple players or characters, so like it'll be like a 5v5 and you have your slot. It would be straight up like Snake, Chief, Cloud, going down the range, man. I'm looking forward to it. Yo, Miles, was good, bro.
I'm trying to calm down.
I feel you.
Dude, Banjo. Legend of Zelda. I mean, I'm hyped for everybody in the community. I personally haven't finished it yet.
Okay.
I'm still trying to work my way through that, but I'm currently playing Octopath Traveler. But anyway,
Great game. Great game.
But the Banjo reveal is what got me. I was going ballistic. My heart was racing. It was ridiculous.
Dude, it's been such a long time coming. People have been asking for it for so long. The fact that it actually exists,
Exactly.
and it's so cool because it came at the right time. You know, when Microsoft and Nintendo are having this partnership. So,
Right.
I was low-key expecting, though, we're going to get a new Banjo game coming out. It's like, oh, yeah, but he's going to be in Smash, but y'all know he's got a new game. Like, I was low-key expecting before the Legend of Zelda trailer, man.
Hey, dude, I thought that last thing was going to be Metroid because he was talking about what we've been looking forward to for a while. So I was expecting Metroid, and I was looking at it. I was like, bro, this doesn't look like Metroid. And that's when my brother was like, dude, that's Breath of the Wild. And I was like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
And when I saw Hyrule, bro, I marked out.
I was really hoping we were going to get the Metroid Prime trilogy on the Switch. I was really hoping.
We'll get that. We'll get that.
Probably that'll be in another direct, most likely.
Yeah. Once Metroid Prime 4 is closed, we'll definitely get the trilogy.
For sure.
Yeah, it'll be a good
They're going to want to time it right. They're like, okay.
That's true. Yeah.
Or especially
I'm surprised there was no Bayonetta 3.
That's the big one.
Yeah.
That's the big. They have to announce it at the Game Awards, but like it's now been in development for like 2 years or so. So kind of worrying.
So we'll see where they take that. Once again, the super setup for Astral Chain that looks dope.
Yeah,
mad dope. But man, I'm super excited. And later on today, I'm gonna get the Modern Warfare presentation for the first time. Finally being able to see that campaign that everybody's been talking about. So that's going to be nice being able to see that. And then, of course, what I really like about E3 now, it's kind of like a good and bad thing because the presentations themselves are nothing but trailers.
Yep.
But now afterwards with the Coliseum, the tree houses, and the inside Xboxes and PlayStations and whatnot, you get to see more gameplay. Like we're going to get to see more from Final Fantasy VII Remake, which, by the way, they're having tickets. They are giving out tickets for people to play that demo. You know how crazy it is? I saw that on Twitter. I was like, oh, snap. But, you know, being able to see, like, I was able to see more from Pokemon, Link's Awakening, all that stuff right here in the Nintendo Treehouse. And I was like, sweet. And they're going to be doing that for Gears and for COD and all these gameplay demos. It's nice that E3 doesn't end with the presentations now. We're getting more stuff, which they've been doing that more recently, but now especially. Like, now it looks like the presentations are trailer shows, and afterwards is whenever you get all the gameplay, which is, I guess I just have to get used to it, but at least we're getting more gameplay out of E3 now, so that'll be nice.
Yeah, I'll follow up the rumors. I'm just curious. Like the Nintendo rumors specifically, because there's 2 games that have been rumored that have still not been announced yet.
And which 2 are you alluding to?
The 2D Metroid.
Yep, I remember them talking about that.
And the WarioWare game.
Oh yeah, you're right. We were talking about the last night on stream. Yep, and I know if WarioWare would have been announced, Kevin would have been losing it, man. That's his stuff. But yeah, so then do you think later on this year during a direct they're probably gonna?
I don't think later on in the year. I think today during the Treehouse because they did say something. Okay. Yeah, they did say something along the lines of, "Oh, we've still got a few more things to announce during the Treehouse."
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I guess it would make sense. You know, they wanted to focus on all this, all like the major party stuff coming into this, and then for people who stay for the Treehouse, they would get WarioWare, which appeals to a very niche audience, and then 2D Metroid. I'm surprised they didn't do Metroid.
Yeah, that breaks my heart because last year we had the Metroid game for the 3DS, and I was like, that should have been in the presentation. Come on, give Metroid some respect.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I think business move wise, they're probably gonna wait once, like you were saying before, X. Once they get closer to like announcing 4s, they'll probably release as like a branch before the game, so at least people have something to kind of like hold on to before the release of the next one after.
Yeah, so that's very possible. Yeah.
Here's my big surprise: no Monolith Soft game. Damn it! I wanted Xenoblade Chronicles 3 or the IP.
Bro, there was like 2 times in this conference. Whenever I saw the coloring and the style, I was like, "That's Xenoblade. That's Xenoblade." I told my brother, I was like, "That's a Xenoblade port. That's Xenoblade X." And I was like, "Nope, that's not it." And then, man, so I wonder when we're actually gonna be getting that then for either the port from Xenoblade Chronicles or Xenoblade 3, like you said.
I mean, again, Tokyo Game Show, I would point out too as another possible place where I can see it being announced after. At least they announced like it's in development. Because how long's 2 been out now? What, it'll be 2 years exactly, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I could see them doing something like that. Like if it's in development, like they know, like we know it's gonna come. It's just a matter of now when.
Mm-hmm. Yo, this next thing is gonna be trollish, but in Jump Force, I use Die from Dragon Quest, so the fact that I get to use them in Smash is not gonna be, it's gonna be really nice. He's one of my mains. Die is, he is cheese. Like, legit, he's a cheese in that game. So if that Dragon Quest, if the hero is as cheese as Die is, online is gonna be toxic those first couple of days playing Smash.
Is there any news for the Kingdom Hearts DLC? Like when that's coming out?
I think it just said this winter.
Yeah, if I have to assume, probably near the holidays, I would think.
Yeah.
At least around there, maybe. Okay,
because maybe they'll put that in with the Tokyo Game Show too, or
possibly. I can see him talk about it definitely. Yeah. If anything, like near the Game Awards, maybe they'll like go into detail more of it. But yeah, I mean, for DLC, you kind of think it's more of a surprise, if anything.
Yeah, without question. Based on what Nomura and Kitase were saying yesterday, we're going to be getting a lot of FF7 in the coming months. Yeah. I guess similar to the way they marketed KH3, we're going to be getting trailers like every show before the game drops, which is going to be nice.
Yeah, I was going to say this too in regards to Final Fantasy VII. I won't go too much in details for those who haven't played the original, but in terms of the development and how they're going to kind of handle this entire thing, are we expecting on March 3rd to be getting the full thing, or at least like one part?
Just Midgar.
That's what I'm thinking, because the fact that they didn't show like certain characters, like 13 at least, right? Like before, Yuffie's more after Midgar, but in terms of like the Midgar stuff, if you show me 13, I would then say okay, for sure it's going to stay within Midgar. But the fact that it's going to show at least that, because you have to think there's a lot still that they can do within Midgar just on that section alone. Mm-hmm. So I mean, they'll get that, and then I would assume like maybe before the the release of the first part, they'll probably have more details on like the next phase after. Yeah. Like if you have to think of how many parts you think this will be in total, given how massive this game is.
I'm gonna go max 5, but honestly, bro, I think maybe 4. And if they want to stretch, if they take it to 4, then I would understand, because I understand, I know how much content is within this game, but I think it's gonna be 3. I think they're going to sell it as like the FF7 trilogy. So, and then they're going to split it into the 3 sections. But that depends on how much they're willing to give to each part. Because of course, Midgar is such an iconic stage, or just such an iconic place, that maybe they really wanted to focus. Because from what I heard from them, they said even from people who haven't played FF before or FF7 before, they're going to make this an experience to where it feels like its own story, like its own game in of itself. So like you won't feel lost. So I'm going to assume they're going to probably not going to say they're going to rewrite the story, but they're going to definitely make it so it's much more understandable for new players. Especially if you're just sticking to the Midgar portion of the game. So let's just say if somebody plays the Midgar portion and never plays the next 2. They want it so that this part of the game will feel satisfactory by the time you finish it. Of course, it'll probably have a cliffhanger with Sephiroth, but it's going to be interesting seeing how they're going to handle this entire Midgar portion of the game. But
yeah, sure,
we'll see.
Well, Final Fantasy VII, 7 parts. Simple.
7 parts.
Yeah. I mean, listen, the fact that they did so much with Biggs, Wedge, and Jesse, like in like the trails we've seen so far, tells you like they're gonna go all out with this game, man.
Oh yeah.
What scares me though, bro, is that if there really is all these games, I'm buying at the very least a steelbook case for all these. So like, I'm gonna be spending just on this franchise or this game.
And like my tax returns going directly towards Final Fantasy VII, and I have no problems with that.
It's one to Final Fantasy VII and Keanu Reeves, bro. It's going to 2. One of those 2, bro. But no, man, yeah, for sure. And then FF8, man, getting remastered last night.
Yeah, I was about to mention that.
That was an amazing remaster. Like if you compare like the quality of the original to this. Yeah, it's huge. Like you would notice, like some remasters, like you'll notice a little different. This is a huge difference.
It looks like a PS2 game, dude.
You can see Leon's chain, dog.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, man,
it's like something 5 minutes, man. And then,
what do you think of the Dragon Quest DLC for Smash?
Oh man, dude, I'm hyped. I'm like I said, I main Die in Jump Force, so. Okay. And I've been getting more into Dragon Quest lately, just as a gaming franchise. Like that and Fire Emblem is something that I get into just recently. I didn't grow up with those 2 series, so last year, thanks to a lot of people in the community, I decided to check out both of those series, and of course because of Hunter x Hunter, I was like, yeah, man,
Mhm.
Togashi Dragon Quest. But I'm genuinely excited. I feel like now I'll be able to see the characters that for the games that I've ever played for, and I'll be able to play as those characters. Maybe want to check out those games one day. But the fact that we're getting that DLC around the same time Dragon Quest 11 comes out, which is something I'm really, really looking forward to, is going to be great. It's going to be great because
You know
I'm
what
like,
really
yeah, I'll be
bothers
able to
me? The
play as
name.
him in Smash and in Dragon Quest 11. So
Yeah.
They were lazy with the name, I have to say. The hero.
The hero. Yeah.
Can you imagine if for Cloud they would have called him the hero, or just and then just
Swordsman.
would have had like a whole bunch of different Final Fantasy main characters?
I was expecting like when I saw the horse and whatnot, I'm like, yo, what if they're gonna announce Chrono?
No.
That
Wow.
been a wrap for me. I wouldn't be in this call right now.
Yeah. Yo, I think people for that or for Xenogears, they would have lost it, dog. They would've lost it. Oh man, Chrono, bro.
I mean, that's a game I
that
was.
franchise is dead.
Unfortunately.
I love like that, and like one that I was talking with my good pal Araragi, Golden Dawn.
Oh yeah, Golden Dawn.
I love seeing some more from that because my brother loves those games.
Yeah. Yeah, yo, I kind of forgot about it until you brought it up. Dang, Golden Dawn. Yo, that sounds like that sounds like one of those Discord, the inviter.
It really is. Yeah, watch out.
Golden Dawn.
Welcome back to this.
No, every time something trollish is brought up, Silva always comes back. See, that's but
Golden Sun needs to be more respect, honestly.
I had to promote Conan on this channel. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
But anyway.
I read again come after me last night. So.
Oh man, but yeah, man. Something I noticed was the lack of presence from sports games at this E3. In previous E3s during the major conferences, they were really diving down on the realism of, let's just say, the latest 2K or Madden or FIFA. And I know we got Madden and FIFA in the EA, but it really, until I look back and thought about it, I was like, man, there was almost no sports presence. So maybe, like I said, they're trying out a few new things here at E3 and they're moving forward with certain presentations and trailers. So maybe they were like, you know what? It's almost the same thing every year. So we understand, we know. But I thought that was very interesting because that was the first time that I remember in recent memory that, like at a Microsoft conference, and of course Sony didn't have one this year, but like a conference like that, even during Nintendo's, they've been showing FIFA lately, and there was none of that. I was like, dang, bro. That's crazy. So.
I think it probably tells you, like, they're trying to look at what they've already put out over the years and stuff, and say, you know what, if people are not interested, we gotta do something now. Yeah. Otherwise, the interest in games, man. Like, as much as I love my FIFA, and I know for a fact that it's gonna come to a point where people are gonna be like, you know what, man, it's the same recycled thing over and over again with little improvements. Like, that's not enough.
And either that or the fact that they sell even with all those trailers. So like,
there's no need for a presentation.
Why promote them? Like people, 2K Madden and FIFA are in the top 10 every year. So like it's like, I mean, GTA, of course, they're going to promote it, but GTA and Red Dead, you just put out the title of the game, it's going to sell over 80 mil. Like, who cares? Like, it just has that name value to it. Same thing with Call of Duty. Call of Duty put it out, it's going to sell a guaranteed at least 12 million copies. So.
Yeah,
it just goes on the thing. That's why now I can tell the thing that E3 and this, like the state of play streams, the directs, they're really catering towards those games that people aren't likely to buy, or they're really, I know they're highlighting the games that people are going to buy to get us hyped for it, but they're definitely focusing a lot more on the indie titles and on games that we usually won't see or buy, so we can see them for the first time. Be like, oh, okay, this looks cool. Because I'll tell you what, during the Microsoft conference, a majority of the games aside from my Halo that I actually liked were indie games. I was like, yo, these look mad dope. So it looks like they're heading towards that. Either that, or it's just because we're in the transitionary period between this era and the next era, and so they don't have games ready. So maybe that's what it is too.
I mean, I personally prefer indie games nowadays more than the actual big budget games. Just much more. They just have much more soul in it. They're not soulless, lifeless pieces of garbage
of money. Money. Yep.
Just better.
No, for sure. Yeah, and I agree with you. Like, there's so many great indie games where, like you said, you can just feel the soul, you can feel the passion and love put into the project, and they're definitely promoting a lot more of them now, which is really, really nice. And I'm glad the Switch exists because on the Switch, I feel like it's just the ideal experience for a lot of these indie games.
Yeah, just take it on the go with you and everything. Like you don't have to be
Exactly.
stuck at home. But of course, the best experience would be when you have it docked. So
Oh, for sure. For sure.
yeah, even the Resident Evil stuff, I was happy to see. They got 5, 6, but even though that trailer with the couple and stuff was like, I was like,
I was trying to figure out what they were trying to do, what they're trying to accomplish with this trailer. I was like,
let's go play it in the dark.
Yeah, I know, right? It's a scary game. Let's go play in the dark. Oh man. Yo, overall thoughts on I know I keep bringing this up. I'm just genuinely really excited for it. Astral Chain.
Oh, I'm buying that day one. Day one.
Yeah. No,
reminds me so much of Nier.
I'm considering it. Yeah.
Dude, exactly. It reminds me a lot of Nier too, bro. And just the way like the dodge works is my favorite feature because like the dodge is like you use the world whenever you do it. So like you're like you move like from here to here, the here to here. It looks so dope.
I don't think Kamiya's ever actually made a bad game. So him being the executive director of this, I'm like, yeah, you know what? Day one.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, I mean it was already day one, but now that you say that, no, that's 100%. That's 100%. No question. It felt like for a couple games, not only just here Nintendo's, but overall E3. If I'm not saying day one, at the very least, I'm saying, I'm gonna buy this. Like,
yeah.
There was a lot of take my money moments. Breath of the Wild, of course, being the one that I legit would like throw my wallet, just like I did with the original Breath of the Wild. With number 2, I'm definitely gonna throw my wallet at
definitely.
No question.
Yeah.
I don't care how much that highest edition is. I can. It's funny. I always say I'm gonna get the highest edition for this, and this, and people always beat me to it. So I guess it's just the world telling me don't spend your money. For KH3, I tried for like FF7 or FF7, FF15. I tried for some Call of Duties. I tried for Breath of the Wild. None of it worked. So I was like, you know what? Either regular edition or the edition after that. I'm done trying to collect collector's editions. Can never get them.
Speaking about Call of Duty, when is that showcase?
At 6.
At 6.
Yeah, well, 6 Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that because they've been promoting that, and I know they're gonna have. I believe the art director is going to be having an interview at 3:00. So I saw on Charlie Intel, and then we're going to be actually seeing their presentation at 6, which means we're probably going to see at least one of those campaign gameplay demos at that thing, and maybe another one later on during E3 Coliseum. But I'm going to expect at least one. And after we see that one gameplay demo from the campaign, I can pretty much see how the multiplayer is going to go from there and spec up.
Right. Yeah. I'm really interested because I just love the direction of what they're doing with this new COD because I fell off. From COD. I didn't even get last year's COD because I was just like, you know what, I'm done. But now what they're showing and what I've read about like through interviews on how they're trying to go about this new game, like I'm like, yo, COD might win me back this year. I'm like, yo, I gotta check this out. It's looking good so far, and I'm not sold yet.
Yeah,
but I'm getting there.
It's so cool for me because in all these years of watching E3, I've noticed the decline in like the interest for Call of Duty. Like, oh yeah, it's gonna show up every year. It's like a sports game to a lot of people now. It's like it's so. But the fact that I saw so many people genuinely excited for this game, of course, it's cashing in on the name, which brings nostalgia with like MW2 and Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 3. But the fact that it's a reimagining of it, and they're taking like the God of War approach, where like, okay, we're gonna take this franchise you love, but we're gonna give it a new feel, a new presentation, and so I'm genuinely excited, like you said, man, because it's great to be hyped for COD again, man. And I play the games every year; they make me mad, but I love the series and I want it to prosper. So. Hopefully we can get a good game this year. It's gonna make me mad regardless because Call of Duty all it does make.
Exactly.
It'll be good. It'll be good. We got a comment saying, "Are you guys excited for Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3?"
Yes and no.
I'm in the same thing.
There's parts that I like of it, but I'm like, you know what? I need like see more. Like when the game comes out and just seeing like how what everyone else is saying, or just see them more from the gameplay.
Yeah,
like because I want to throw hands with Fantastic Four characters, but I want to see who the opposition is gonna be like, man. Because low key, I think it was yesterday when they're showing the trailer. I was low key expecting we're gonna see some Galactus or something, but
yeah.
Man.
I mean I really love the first two. but maybe that might be nostalgia talking because I haven't played in years. But I really enjoyed playing the first two. So, and the third one looks very similar. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where that goes. But that's another game crashing in on your DLC because they said Fantastic Four to be released after the game.
Yep.
I was like, excuse me, bro. Doctor Victor
X-Men
Von
as well.
Doom DLC. Come on, coach.
That's the only reason why I'm not gonna get it. Most likely, just because of the DLC aspect.
Yeah,
I can't stand when companies do that.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed the one for the Xbox 360.
Yes, I think that was that the second one or the first one?
I'm not sure which one it was. I just know I played it on the Xbox 360. And overall, like the studio behind it is great. They do Ninja Gaiden, so I'm like, okay, I'm interested because they just do so much crazy stuff with their games.
Yeah.
But then when they sent DLC, I was like, ooh, no. Just
agreed. It's like we were talking about earlier. That's where the money's coming in now. Is DLC microtransactions, which is crazy considering the fact that most of the best-selling games, aside from like the big sports and or like a GTA or COD, is that most of those best-selling games are single-player games that don't require microtransactions.
Yep.
And so we'll see where they decide to take them.
They don't bring in that revenue. That's the issue. Like if you look at like the top grossing games ever, it's mostly just like FIFA and whatnot, just because people buy the packs or mobile games because of gacha.
I'm guilty because I've spent money on Dokkan, the Dragon Ball game, on Treasure Cruise for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I've spent too much on that game.
And then on 2K and like you said, FIFA and Madden. I'm like, man, it's just they get you, bro. They really do because they give you this wonderful card. Like for example, if I wouldn't have gotten Snake Man in that first pull, I would have kept going. I would have been like, here, just take this, take this, take. It's freaking gotcha games, man. Literally, they gotcha. That's why they called me.
Exactly. But I'm not saying it's a bad. Well, it's a scummy practice, but we're all gonna fall for it.
Yeah.
And that's why it just works. That's why you just see companies doing it more and more.
Yeah. It's our version of going to the casino and trying to get the slot of 777. It's basically what it is for us. Thoughts on? I know Laz and I talked about this earlier, but did any of you play the original Link's Awakening?
Yes.
Nah.
Yeah, same. I love the original. So like
one of the most underrated Zelda games ever.
Facts. And I'm so happy that now people will be able to experience it for the first time. And like I was telling Laz, it just feels like a perfect game for the Switch.
Yeah.
You know, so. I'm super excited for it.
I'm definitely interested in it. I haven't played many Zelda games now that I think about it, but Link's Awakening is definitely something that I'm interested in. So
yeah, it looks great, and the art style just pops out at you, and it looks.
Oh yeah, the art style is great.
Absolutely.
So I'm assuming like most of you didn't like the art style because I know a lot of people are going back and forth. I know a lot of people hate it. I know a lot of people like it. After Breath of the Wild, obviously it looking rather simplistic.
I like it because again, like it's kind of like it's an updated homage in a way to like the old style. Like when you look at like how the Link's games were like way back in the day, Legend of Zelda and stuff. So for seeing like this in this kind of style, like you have to think it's Nintendo, right? So it's gonna have that authentic style that's gonna differ from other companies or other like consoles and stuff, right? So it looks good to me personally. It just feels like a Legend of Zelda game still.
I agree.
Yeah. I love the 2DS one. I have to be honest. Like the 2DS, what's it called? Link Between Worlds. I thought that was fantastic. That game.
I don't know about you guys, but I would love to see because this one of the best Zelda games that I play personally, which is not a lot, but I mean, Twilight Princess. I want that on the Switch.
Oh yeah, man.
I would too.
That's in my top 3 too, bro. I love that game. I remember whenever they announced the Wii U one, and I was like, bro. I got it right there.
Yeah,
it's fantastic, and I hope that for the Switch, for me, I never really got to dive into Wind Waker. And so when that comes to the Switch, if it ever does come to the Switch, that's a day zero buy, man. I mean, I'm diving
day zero buy.
Bro, it's like I have that on my Wii U, but it's like, yo, do I want to dig it out of the grave to play it? You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to call it the Wii U. What is the Wii U?
I already buried it. I already did it for the procession and everything, bro. I can't do that.
Like, bro, I'll pull out my GameCube. I'll pull out the Wii, no problem. But the Wii U, I'm like, I struggle to put that thing back in. I'm like, I don't know if I want to do it again to you.
Oh man.
Yo, IC just brings up No More Heroes. No More Heroes 3 looks dope.
Oh, I'm waiting. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Did you
That one
play?
Hero 3 looks like a blast.
Yeah. Did you play Travis Strikes Again?
I did not play Travis Strikes Again. I did not.
It had the typical Suda 51 charm, but you could tell it was not No More Heroes. It was not the main franchise. It was a spin-off. So when I saw that, I was like, oh no, oh no, it's happening.
Yep, dude. Because man, those original games are so much fun. Some of my favorites.
Yeah.
On that console, man, and I'm so happy we're going to be getting a third one, and it looks glorious. And like you said, it's going to be an official sequel instead of just a spin-off. So, but so would you recommend still getting Travis Strikes Back, or just leave it for 3?
It's difficult. I'd say yes. It's probably it's probably still worth it to get because it's not that expensive. So it's worth its price. I think it's like $20 or so. But like it's different. So just be aware of that.
Okay. I'll keep an eye out for that then.
Did that come out on the Switch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The original?
No, the spin-off.
Oh, okay, the spin-off.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Day one buy is Destroy All Humans, though.
Oh, Destroy All Humans. I was watching the interview with the developer, man. They really went all out for this.
It did. Dude, Destroy All Humans was one of my favorite games back. Yeah, I'm excited for it, dude.
Oh, for sure. That was one of my. I have a couple games that I thanks to Blockbuster I was able to enjoy and explore, and that was one. Destroy All Humans was one of my Blockbuster games, man.
Yeah.
It was greatness. I feel like Icy brings up something that I was talking about earlier that I would really, really love to have in Breath of the Wild, because after Final Fantasy VII and seeing how you can switch between the cast, and being able to explore different play styles, Icy says, I feel like we might be able to play as Zelda in the Breath of the Wild sequel too. And for me, that would be great. That would be awesome, because being able to play as a new Link, because you can kind of see some new abilities in here compared to Breath of the Wild, but being able to play Zelda along with Link and being able to switch between them, because they would have to have different types of play styles and hopefully different ruins that you could use too. So if you could do that, and there's like a little bit of a party system, not a complete party system because there's only 2 people, but if you could have a semi-party system with those 2 characters and you're able to switch, maybe not in battle, but before the battle starts, I would be all for that, to play as Zelda. What do y'all think about that?
Sheikah mode Zelda. No, not regular Zelda, but like Sheikah mode Zelda. That'd be interesting. But like regular Zelda, I just don't know. I don't feel like she'd be mobile enough for a world as big as Breath of the Wild.
Can you imagine that this is where they reveal the Sheik? Like and you get to play Sheik Zelda? Yeah. That'd be dope.
I will ask you one question about. Go ahead.
No, go on.
All right, I was just gonna ask Recon one question though, because I've heard that the community in terms of Legend of Zelda, and what I played of Breath of the Wild as well, the dungeons in there are pretty repetitive. So, are you looking forward to possibly more dungeons that are more expansive and probably could actually find more loot in, so to speak?
Yep. No question. Like
I think that should be added in.
It's like I continue to say. I hope they do 2 things. My biggest gripe with Breath of the Wild is still Ganon. Because I feel like Ganon, compared to the other games, was pretty dry. I mean, he served great as just being this menacing figure, but aside from that, I feel like there was nothing else more to Ganon in this game, and that was a shame. And the other thing was the dungeons. To me, as much as I enjoyed them, I feel like the main highlight for me was the shrines. And so the shrines for me kind of, no pun intended, outshined the dungeons, the main 4 dungeons, and they kind of were repetitive, but some of them were a lot of fun too, with their puzzles. So I hope if they get that good mixture of what they did with the shrines, but also the great puzzles they had in some of those dungeons, I think they could create some great bosses. Or not only some great bosses, but some great dungeons in the sequel, because they're going to take everything that they learned doing making that game and hopefully enhance it. And I always say the second game is almost always better than the first game. So hopefully, and Breath of the Wild is one of my favorite games of this generation, if not my favorite game of this generation. So like if the second one's even better than that one, the Switch gang, Switch gang. Because I'll be like, yo.
So you think that I should to finish up the main storyline before heading into the side content, because I'm not sure the only reason as to, I guess, why I've been taking so long to complete it is for the factor that it's one of those games where it's like, I want to go to the main storyline, but then I have all these shrines, side quests, and all this,
Yeah. that was a part of why the game was so awesome to me, is because I did the same thing. Before I completed the game, I want to do everything, get all the shrines, do all the stuff, and that to me was the adventure aspect of Zelda that I love so much. Just exploring all the areas, doing all these quests, and then by the time you actually finish, you're like, okay, I finished a game. I finished a game.
Yeah.
Now
I would say if you're waiting it out just because you're going through several shrines, keep doing those shrines, man. Because by the time you actually finished it, you look back on the journey and the memory, you'll be like, this game was great.
Can you not go back to the add-on content? Or
no, this man Silva's a troll. Ronaldo.
Oh man.
Well, yeah, I actually agree largely with what you said. For me, Breath of the Wild, it had its flaws. I think it had 3 flaws in particular. One of them being the dungeons. They were neat in its design because they were different. They were like actual what do you call it? World building puzzles, more like where you actually move the dungeon and so on and so forth. But they were just lacking. Like there was no mystery, there was no real hidden areas, no chests, no anything along that line. But the shrines just were perfect. They were perfect. In my opinion, they need to introduce more. Like the DLC shrines that they introduced, those were even better. And if they include like shrines of that level, I'm like, yeah, you know what? It's going to be a great sequel. My worry is, and that's one big worry, the grassy areas. Every time you go through grass, the game stutters. And I know it's like a tiny little thing, but like at launch, it was terrible. At launch, like you would go through grass and like the game would stop for like 5 seconds before you could do anything.
I remember that. Yeah.
So they need to fix that. I mean, they did fix that through, patches and whatnot, but that was a big thing at the beginning of the game.
I remember that. It was so weird to me. I was like, bro, what is going on? I felt I was skipping through time. I was like, what are you doing? But yeah, no, most certainly. I actually definitely do agree with what you said. But man,
story. I know a lot of people like the story. I didn't.
Okay.
I thought it was very, very simplistic. But again, because the game is such open world, it's very difficult to make an actual story.
Exactly.
But I hope that there is a little bit more to it. Like maybe I don't know, maybe an hour of more cutscenes or so, an hour of more backgrounds. And I feel like with the trailer kind of hinted towards that, the trailer for Breath of the Wild 2 kind of hinted, because it seemed like a certain demise is coming. So I'm gonna be all up for that.
I still I did. It took until Laz said that earlier that it didn't click for me. That it was
that design is like it looked way too similar to Demises and Skyward Sword. I saw that on my hold up, man. But again, like the thing I was thinking, like later in the trailer when we saw like it looked like the thing was lifting up. If we're getting Skypiea, man, like I appreciate all this world building, but that takes it to the next level, bro.
we get Skypiea. I get stuck to NL, bro. I mean, that's a 10 out of 10 game.
If I see a bell, it could be the tiniest little bell there, bro. It's the gold.
I'd be okay with talking to Satori. You feel me? Like with all the ordeals.
Oh my god.
No. My question is, where does it fit in the timeline? Because if it's Demise, is this before Breath of the Wild 1 or is this after? I feel like it has to be before.
That's a good question. Yeah, that's a good question, because if it is Demise, that it would make a lot of sense if it would take place before and like the all of that year period before it. But at the same time,
Demise shouldn't be there.
Yeah, it shouldn't be there. I don't know.
I mean, it's Zelda timeline is all over the place. They branched in like 3 different directions, so on and so forth. But as someone that actually cares about the timeline, I know Nintendo doesn't really care that much. They just made a timeline because people were begging for it.
Yeah. I feel like some people online have made a better timeline than Nintendo did.
Like the 10th, this is the 7th, bro. This is them like of JoJo, like with the whole like Diego stuff. But we'll I'll hold off there.
Yeah. But not for sure. Like it's gonna be exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. Like I said, it was an experience, but because like we were talking about earlier, there was definitely some stuff even though the game was incredible, there's definitely some stuff they could work on. So the fact that now they have another opportunity to work on the same engine to make another game is exciting. And it'll be great. Hopefully, this one with like you said, with a more compact story, and it'd be crazy if they keep that open world, but have a great story along with it, man. Because that's gonna cause for some great stuff. But
I need a hook shot. Then we'll be Spider-Man.
Oh no! Yo, can you imagine that? He's just going through. Oh man, yeah, that'd be dope. That'd be dope. He's getting a hook shot. Just... They need something like that. If we get a Skypea, they need something like that. But yeah,
and
man.
the birds as well.
For
the birds from Skyward Sword that lets you fly.
Yep, you want to just glide around, going around like your Spyro.
Man, I don't know. When I saw the spookiness of that thing, bro, if I had heard the laugh of the Skull Kid and it just ends right there,
I think like half of the internet would have collectively busted out right there. Yeah.
They probably would. Like,
and then like right behind it, you hear like a faint version of the Third Day theme, and I'll be like, whoa. Then people would be like, oh no, that's a Majora's Mask remake. That's not a new game. That's a Majora's Mask remake.
People are still waiting for that to this day. The HD remake.
I would love that, man, but I wouldn't be upset if Nintendo never did it because I still feel like the original is still phenomenal. And even though the 3D remake does get some flack and stuff, though, I still enjoy that for what it was.
It's just the art style fits that tone so well, man. That game is godly, bro. I was really thinking about it. Because I switched between that Twilight Princess and Majora as my third favorite Zelda game. But sometimes whenever I listen to that Majora's Mask OST, I'm like, bro, that's one of the GOATs, man. Like,
it is, bro.
No love for Ocarina of Time, the best Zelda.
Ocarina, listen, bro, it doesn't get enough respect too, bro. Because that game was phenomenal.
No, Ocarina of Time was GOAT, no question. I think the thing is, I've had there's been such a massive distance between the last time I actually played the game that I'm only basing my love for Ocarina on nostalgia, whereas almost all these other games I've played recently, like I replayed the entirety of Link to the Past when it came to the Wii U. I replayed the entirety of Twilight Princess on the Wii U, and then Majora's Mask. My brother played it last year, so like it's all really fresh in my mind. All those, so that's why I always look back to those.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't announce, let's say like remakes for certain, like the later games, let's say for like Ocarina of Time or even for like Majora's Mask, I'll at the very least give me ports on Switch so I can just replay them again. That's all I would ask for.
Bro, the Switch. I mean, we always say the Switch is kind of becoming a port machine, but we want these ports.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go buy the whole console just to replay it again when it doesn't exist, or for the fact that like it's gonna cost you thousands of dollars because like how. Like unless you're going to Japan, bro, to go pick them up for like $50 there, but I'm not trying to like journey to the west, bro, to go claim.
Yo, I'm telling you right now, man, I would have marked out so hard if we saw a port of this right here, bro. It's great.
Ooh. Nah, I want the first one. I want the first one.
Well, the first one.
You know what makes me sad, bro? When I was playing that game on my Wii U, bro, and the stupid adapter to charge it was like done, like it couldn't like fix whatever. I'm like, you know what, man, screw this. Switch, I'll get it. But if not, bro, like, listen, man, it was never meant to be.
I'm telling you.
So Wando's on the OST, isn't it?
You should be, yeah.
Yeah.
So I see you're an X fan, but unfortunately not a normal Xenoblade Chronicles fan. Everyone's a traitor nowadays.
I still gotta finish up my whole thing with the first one, and the second one, like it's weird. There are times that I feel like it looks good, but then there are times where I'm like, you know what? I don't know.
Yeah, the first one is a masterpiece, straight up. 10 out of 10.
No, it is.
The second one has its faults.
And honestly, as much as I really love X, the first one. It's definitely, the Wii U as a system, people say was like an era they want to forget, but that's one of those games where we're like, okay, we're thankful at least we got that. We got Xenoblade 1.
That was Wii.
Oh, no, you're right. Yeah, you're right. That was Wii. See, it's around that same time period, so it's like I get it mixed up.
Don't worry, nobody remembers the Wii U. that era just didn't happen straight up.
That's like what I'm saying. It's like, oh man, but I'm glad X exists though to be able to play on the Wii U. And Super Smash 4, of course.
Mario Maker. That's one of the few games of the Wii U that was an actual gem.
Yeah, facts.
But now with Mario Maker 2, there's no point getting a Wii U.
Mario Maker 2, we're getting that too. We're
This
definitely
month?
that.
Yeah.
No question. On the Switch. Yo, I recently got Mario Tennis Aces. That game is
That is we gotta play that, man. Aces is fire.
Yeah, you got it too?
Yeah, bro. Hey, listen, man. We're gonna go full Prince of Tennis on that one.
Yo, facts. Dude, not only that, but man, I miss playing Smash with y'all, bro. We gotta get together and play Smash, man.
I know, man. Honestly.
I don't know if I want to play X now though, bro. This man X is out here playing the best in the world, dog. Like this man's about to pwn us. The next time we go in.
Oh my god. Hey, listen, when the second I get Banjo, bro, it might be a wrap.
Bro, Banjo, yo, I'm telling you, you gotta look out for the Dragon Quest dude, bro. You gotta look out for the heroes. Yo, they're gonna be hacked, man.
Yeah.
Be hacked.
The mana system in the trailer, I'm like, what's going on here? Like, why has it got mana? How's that gonna work in the game? But you know what? If it's anything like Cloud's Limit, it's gonna be dope.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. And Cloud's Limit is done really, really well done in that game. In Smash. So dope. Yo, speaking of that, man, dude, we might have to play some of that later, bro. Yo, Laz, man, if you want to fire up the good old OBS tonight or sometime this week, and we could get a Smash or a Mario Kart stream going down, we'll be in
yeah, honestly, literally just gameplay or whatever. I'm down for that, honestly.
Facts. And I still continue to say this, man. Somebody asked me the other day my top 3 favorite Switch games, and I still put Splatoon up there, man. I love that game. The second Splatoon 2, Splatoon 1 I enjoyed a lot, but Splatoon 2 that game is my baby, bro. Like I honestly sometimes put it above even Mario Kart because of how much I enjoy playing Splatoon 2, man.
Oh my!
I love Mario Kart. Like I play that junk so much, but Splatoon 2, man, there's just something about how addicting that game is that just keeps me coming back to port it right under that Breath of the Wild slot. But at the same time, Octopath Traveler, Miles was talking about that earlier, and he said he had to leave, so I really appreciate him coming by. It's the thing with Moose. But yeah, man, Octopath Traveler is that right there is an A+ game that they brought over to the Switch, man.
Yeah, that's a game I want to get my hands on the physicals for, but like I know they had crazy shortages because they were never expecting the physicals to do like that well in the sales. So the fact that now it's starting to like they're getting more reprints and now it's coming out of the PC and stuff, like I need to get into that, man.
For sure. Yeah, that was one of those games that there was an era where I like during the afternoon because I had to go pick up Kevin before work, or I had to come home from work and pick up Kevin. Like there would be like that hour wait in line for him to get out of school. So like I'd be sitting in the car playing Octopath every single day. That was my Octopath time, man. so that game, it was great. It was great stuff, man. I want to go back to it, but I kind of feel like the same way with that I do with KH. I'm just like at this point, because it's a Square game, I'm like, I'm just waiting for DLC. It's their fault. It's their fault because they continue to feed me all this DLC that I'm waiting for DLC in order to go back to a game now. So it is what it is. But yeah, man, how have y'all been enjoying E3 so far? Do you think this has been a solid E3 or decent, good, great E3?
It's weird. The first parts of it, I was kind of like Saturday and Sunday, and then I think it was Musa said it. Like we're probably in in terms of Monday and Tuesday, it's been like the best parts. I think definitely
for sure.
Like Microsoft. I mean, it was cool just getting to see the stuff on Cyberpunk 2077. As someone who doesn't own an Xbox, I mean, it was cool to see the Scarlet reveal, or at least like what's going to be going on with that console, the Halo stuff that's there.
Look at it, bro. The second greatest multiplayer game ever created.
Number one has to be a certain soap.
It's definitely not this one. This one's an atrocity, but the one up there on the wall, Modern Warfare 2. That one too.
One on the wall.
Yeah, the one on the wall. My poster.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a lot of good stuff that came out from it, definitely. But I do feel like in terms of like new stuff, like emphasis on the new. Like I don't know if it was like enough of that I got to see. Like in terms of like the first couple parts, but I would say like Nintendo, I do feel like eventually when we get like the next direct, hopefully they do announce like more new stuff that's gonna be coming out. Because I know some people are kind of having complaints saying like they're kind of relying on like the current stuff that they have right now, like with Zelda, with Mario and everything. Like see if they can try and trust like a new guy to come in and try and like let it rock the waves.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing though, if you look at it though, if you buy a Nintendo Switch today, right? look at the games you've got available to play. You've got 2 Pokemons, the Let's Go, and you've got the new ones that are coming out this year, Sword and Shield. You've got Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. You've got Super Smash Bros, Mario Kart 8, Splatoon 2, and we've been 2 years into the lifespan now. You got to get Super Mario Maker 2 as well.
Yep.
Like with all the games that are announced, in this E3, you're still getting like tons of third-party games and tons of games that are coming out in the near future. So I personally I know there's a lot of good consoles. I know PlayStation 4, if you get that, you have a ton of games as well.
For sure.
But considering that the Switch has only been out for 2 years, they've already covered all their bases. Like they've got a 3D Mario, they've got a 2D Mario, they've got Smash, and they've got Zelda. Now everything that comes out is basically going to be more niche titles. I hope. We're like F-Zero. Please.
Dude, I've been dying for F-Zero, bro. Dude, I used to play those games. Like I legit used to go back to the 64 just to play F-Zero X. Why? Because I just genuinely love that game. I bought F-Zero GX because I hadn't had it in so many years that I actually went to the retro store around here, got that, and I had to make a video on it. I was like, bro, it's F-Zero. We haven't had one in years. I don't know why. I don't know why, man. Same, and I know in the Wii U era, they were like, okay, let's Star Fox was a thing. Let's bring back Star Fox. So they gave that a little bit of a shine. And then of course Metroid is coming back now too, even though that's been prevalent in almost every era. It skips a few eras, but F-Zero, they just say screw that.
Wave Race, like these 2 games that they don't exist
and Wave
anymore.
Race. Yeah. I was like, I don't know, man. They anger me. Going back to one more thing that you said, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, bro. What? I don't think I've talked to you about this. What are your thoughts on Xenoblade Chronicles 2X?
Good game, but I feel like the tutorial phase of the game is too long because the tutorial phase of it is like you're 20 hours in, and it's like, okay, the tutorial's over. Now you know every single mechanic of the game. Have fun and explore the world. And it's like after 20 hours, most people will have given up already.
Yeah.
The combat is very interesting, but also very boring. Like if you played Xenoblade Chronicles X, it's a completely different combat. Like it goes back to like the first one.
Very different, yeah.
So like people that picked up X, they probably pick up Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and think, it's not really for me. But the story is great. Not perfect, not like the first one. The first one, I have to say, was perfect.
Yeah. But
this one is just great. But I think the characters, while they're not as memorable, well, some may disagree. But I just love the first one.
I disagree on that point. I think that's the characters. That
just get a lot more interaction, though. That's the good thing.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that was what the first one was lacking. Like the characters were perhaps better, in my opinion. Especially it's Rhyme time. That's a phrase that will forever be known.
Yeah.
But like with the second one, you actually talk to these characters. You actually know these characters. You get multiple swords, and they all have different personalities. They all have different stories. So I do love that aspect.
No, yeah, and I almost completely agree with you, except when it comes to the memorable characters thing. I think when it comes to Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And the reason why, because I want to put it up there so bad when it comes to my favorite games list, because I enjoyed it a lot. I just feel like whenever I look back on that game, I don't think of it as highly as I did like you said, the first one and or X when it comes to my memories with the game. Maybe it's because I zipped through it. I didn't really give it that time needed. So what I think I'm going to do with Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is I'm going to go back through it. I'm going to play it again because I really, really enjoyed the game. Now, just looking back and thinking about it, I really enjoyed the character interactions. I really enjoyed the dialogue. I really enjoyed a lot of the story aspects of it. But I feel like when it came to the actual gameplay itself, that's where it was lacking for me. So I'm going to go back through it, and I'm going to see if it was just me while I was going through that phase during the Switch era where I was just playing so many different games at once. That Xenoblade just happened to come out at that time, and I was like, God, I'm hyped for this, but I'm also playing this and this and this. So maybe that's what it is. It got lost in the shuffle at that point in time, and even though probably my favorite game from that shuffle, it was still in the shuffle. So, but yeah, I'm sort of like on that same standpoint as you when it comes to Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I wanted to talk to somebody else about it because I'm like, man, and it sucks, man, because like I love the series so much, and like whenever somebody asks me what my favorite Switch game is, I'm like, yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. But I'm like, well, so So we'll see. But I do really like the game, and I'm gonna play through it again. So hopefully next time somebody asks me top 3 favorite games, I'm like, yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Why? I replayed it. I replayed it. But I mean, it's gonna Breath of the Wild is still my favorite game on the Switch. But
yeah,
that's probably gonna be the best game. Period.
For
Either
like
that
a
one
long
or Breath
time.
of the Wild 2.
I don't know. Breath of the Wild 2, I mean, like, I don't know how much they can improve really gameplay wise, because I feel like it's done so much. But I think like one thing I would love him to fix is like, you know, the repairing of like the weapons, because it did piss me off a lot. Where it's like I would have this awesome weapon, and then after like 3 swings, like, all right, that's over. Like you gotta go get it again. Like
that jump made me mad sometimes, man.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I enjoyed it. I just felt like I'm like there just in the wild, like an actual Breath of the Wild, I guess.
Oh, okay, I got you. It makes sense.
Yeah, like if I'm finding some big ass ogre and then my club just breaks and I have nothing left, like you gotta end that, like
you're out here fighting one of the bosses in the dungeon, and I'm like, everything's breaking.
Yeah, exactly. Like one swing, nope.
It's like somebody please give me the Master Sword for the love of God.
Yeah.
But no, like we were talking about earlier, if they can improve upon the dungeons, because like I said, like we were talking about, the shrines are perfection. I mean, you don't have to work on the shrines. You give me more shrines and I'm good. Like just shrines are good. But the dungeons, they work on the dungeons, make it a lot more fun and intricate with their puzzles, and then also work on the story. And I think this can actually be better than the first one, man, which is hard for me to say because, like I said, Breath of the Wild is probably my favorite game of this entire generation. Let alone if they make a second one, it might be even better than that. So I'm excited. I have high expectations, of course, because it's not only a Zelda game, but it's a Breath of the Wild sequel. So expectations, but I think it'll be great because if they wouldn't make it if they didn't have a plan.
Yeah,
you know? So
exactly.
Because it's Nintendo. It's Nintendo. So they know what they're doing. They deliver on the quality. They don't make it for the sake of making it. So.
When you think it comes out, that's the real question.
So
wait for which game to come out, X?
When you think Breath of the Wild 2 comes out, because I don't think it's going to come out next year at all. But I don't know what Nintendo's big game for next year is going to be, because it's not going to be Metroid and it's not going to be Zelda.
You know how Last of Us was the last game for PS3 and now PS4 as well. It looks like it's going to be the last major title. I think to end off the Switch's life cycle, or towards the end of it, is going to be when this game comes out. Because 2021 and 2022 somewhere on there, man. I see it. It said now in development. So
that's the thing that we got with Metroid like 2 years ago.
Facts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
But well, the thing is, they've got all the assets. So I'm conflicted. Yeah, they don't really need to build a world. They've got the assets, so all they have to really do is just move a few things around.
Yeah.
And that's that. But the game's just too big.
Yeah, I mean, unless like I can't see Nintendo just relying on Animal Crossing alone, like in 2020. Because as I'm happy for everyone else who likes that game, but it's like, can I get a game?
yo, lads look at Animal Crossing and he's just like, nah, bro, not me.
Yeah. Actually, I pulled up a tweet. I had to delete right away, but I put the Donald Duck where he's like sleeping in his bed, like hands crossed, bro. That's literally what I had, and I know if I put that out, someone's gonna come for you again.
No facts. No. And I understand because Animal Crossing is definitely not for everybody. I'm looking forward to it because I haven't played Animal Crossing in so long. Like that was another one of my blockbuster games. Like I rented Animal Crossing to play whenever I was younger, and I really enjoyed it. So, but as far as that, I haven't owned an Animal Crossing in so long that I'm actually looking forward to this one.
Yeah.
But I really, really want them to, like we were talking about earlier, to focus not only on Animal Crossing for 2020, but towards late 2020 for us to have a major game from one of their boys, or one of the things like at least Bayonetta 3 or Metroid, towards the end of next year, because we're gonna need another. We're gonna have other games like an Astral Chain, like a Daemon, you know what I'm saying, coming out this year. But for next year, because Nintendo always delivers and that type of stuff. But another major game to look forward to, I think we need to have another. We need to at least have Bayonetta 3 or Metroid come out late next year, towards holiday season and or like towards late summer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, I think Bayonetta 3, I think I can see it definitely for next year. As to when exactly, like I would think probably in the middle of the year if they want to play it smart. Because if you do it, let's say at the beginning, then it's like, okay, what am I waiting for at the end of the year to be excited for? And maybe you can do the Metroid trilogy. Mm-hmm. But even then, I feel like that could be coming sooner than later. Like
for sure. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna just go on a wild one and predict Nintendo's 2020 schedule.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, sir.
January, Bayonetta 3, just because we had Bayonetta 2 for the Wii U came out in January, and we've had Bayonetta 2 and 1 for the Nintendo Switch come out in January too. So I'm saying Bayonetta 3 comes out in January.
Okay.
February, 2D Metroid. I feel like we're getting that 2D Metroid announcement today or tomorrow during the Treehouse. I feel like it's gonna happen.
Okay. Okay.
March.
You know, if it happens, I'll mark out on Twitter and be like, X called.
Yeah.
X called.
I mean, March, Animal Crossing, that is already set.
Okay. Yeah, that's set.
Who? After that, it's difficult. April. Mario Strikers Charged Football.
Yo, dude, I would Mario Strikers? Oh, I'm out.
Okay, but no, one game I think I'm probably going to equation too. Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Yeah,
that's big facts.
Yeah, I need to get I need that. Like,
yo, Eto and I were talking about that. Senato and I were talking about it yesterday during the Square stream. We're like, yo, I wonder if they're going to show Shin Megami Tensei at Nintendo's conference tomorrow. Yo, you're right. Oh, they didn't show that today. I forgot.
Low key, man. Look, I know every year I ask for it, but if I had seen Persona 3 remake, man, that's like one of the only things in the world I demand. Like, if I get that, I can hold off.
You told me to wait for the remake. I'm dying to play that game, dude. I'm dying to play 3.
If Atlas has you in the sharpshooter, bro, then just hold on. Just hold on for longer.
Oh man. I really thought they were going to pull out a KH Story So Far port for Switch 2. I had that back, but they might do that whenever Sora comes to Smash, if he ever does.
I can't see it. Far, the rumor that came out like half a year ago with like the Smash DLC character has been spot on, but I can't remember who the other 2 characters were in that rumor. That's what's annoying me. I've been thinking about it all day, and I just can't think what the other 2 characters were.
Man, I wonder how people get their hands on that, bro. Like, they're like, yeah, we talked to the head and creative. We're like, right here we have the spoilers for the next 2 years when it comes to Smash DLC.
I mean, Chief of Death I can see being one of them, though.
Oh man, I'm telling you, main, and he better come with his theme, because I am playing the Warthog Escape theme all the time. But you have any more predictions for 2020, X?
Shoot, when did that end? April.
You're in April, yeah.
All right, May. In May, we're getting the big one. And when I say the big one, I mean the one that I personally don't care about. Pikmin 4. This game has been in development for decades.
Yo, you really think Pikmin 4 would come out next year, though?
Yes.
Just knowing how long that thing, like you said, has been in development?
Yes, it has to come out one day. People have been waiting for it for years. It has to come out one day. We're not getting Mother 3. I saw that comment. We're not getting Mother 3. Never.
Mother 3.
That's enough to say, like, that's the game everyone needs for the year. Like, that.
The year Mother 3 comes out is the year that, like, no other game on Nintendo Switch has to come out.
But the thing is,
game.
It's 2020, so it's like anything that you think is impossible could be possible. And I think that's something I can see Nintendo be like.
In 2020, like my entire years of playing games are coming back to bite me again, with like Halo coming back to its beginnings. I have FF7 remake coming out next year, and I'm like, dang, bro, like we're going back to my childhood here. Like, what year are we in? Like, that's how I felt whenever everybody was marking out over Tifa and Sephiroth yesterday, which I was too. But I was like, man, Evangelion comes out this month, and I'm like, bro, what year are we in? Are we in 2019 or 1995, bro? Where are we, coach? But yeah, man, for sure. Hey, what do you think is gonna happen in June then? Because June is E3 month, man. They usually bring out, like, this year they brought out Mario Maker. Last year, I forgot what they had in June, but I remember I bought a game in June last year, E3 time.
Well, I remember Tennis Aces came out last June, from what I remember. So
July. It was July, I think, or was it June?
For Tennis Aces, or
yeah, Tennis Aces.
I think it was June. I remember. I copped the day one.
All right. Well, we've had 2 Mario games. Then we're getting a third one, Paper Mario. And it's going back to the old style.
Okay. That would actually be fire.
Then in July, and this is where I'm starting to struggle, I think we're going to get Retro's game that they've been working on for like the last decade before they started working on Metroid Prime 4. I don't know what it is. It's a new IP most likely, but I'm hoping we're finally going to get it in July.
Okay.
Then, this is where it gets difficult, August. What do you have for August? I feel like in August you're gonna have to get you're gonna have to get something big. You know, the year is nearly ending, so you have to get something big, and I feel like that's when we get Metroid Prime Trilogy.
Oh, okay, okay, all right, yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Then September. September is the month where most people go back to school. So in September, I feel like we're gonna get what's a game that a lot of people that has that people can play at school. Maybe Pokemon. We've had Pokemon Sword and Shield. We're gonna get Pokemon Lance or Pokemon Armor.
Yo, but Pokemon usually comes out in November every year, though. So I can see it coming out in November, but for another version of Pokemon.
True. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. There you go.
Yo, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon in November. You heard it here first.
They get Pokemon Snap, bro.
Dude, I would mark out. This was one of my favorite GameCube games. I'd mark out for Pokemon Coliseum, bro.
Yes, please.
Dude, if they even ported the original to Switch, I'd play that all the time. I loved that game. That game was one of those blockbuster games I loved so much that I went on and bought the actual game. I like Pokemon Coliseum. To me, was one of my childhood goats, man. So if they put that on there, and like Laz said, I can catch a Whalmer, and that Whalmer becomes Welcome Moon. It'd be dope. It'd be dope.
Hey, that Pokemon's actually not losing a fight ever under me.
Oh no question, no question.
Unless I get like Darus, bro. Then,
with Arcanine is Wolfking Gennis, like yeah,
bro.
But
I'm trying to think of the other ones too.
And then October usually every year is I'm trying to think of like the other because the other studios now Call of Duty is starting to come out in October rather than November. So and this year we have Ghost Recon coming out in October. It's usually when that comes out. 2K I think is also coming out in October. So I think just going off of your of what you got for October, I don't because Nintendo doesn't really focus on October. I think in October they'll probably bring over some of those obscure Japanese games coming in from the West or from over there to the West for the first time. So that might be like their down month. Like, okay, we're gonna focus on our niche audience in October. Okay. And then in November they're probably gonna have a big banger, like a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon or something like that.
Okay.
Sure. And then in December, I don't know, because December to me is Smash month. So
yeah. Well, don't worry, I've got the scoops for you.
All right.
October. Super Mario Odyssey 2. there you go. Factual, 100% confirmed.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. They did come out in October. You're right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
And it's been 2 years then at that point.
Yeah.
Then November, we're gonna get 2 games that come out that month. 2 first-party games. The first one is Xenoblade Chronicles X HD.
Oh, you're right.
It was already in HD, but Super HD.
One.
And the second game will be Xenoblade Chronicles 3. We're getting 2 Xenoblade Chronicle games in 1 month.
Hey,
and then in December,
let's go.
Then in December, they're gonna go all out for the holiday season with Breath of the Wild 2, Metroid Prime 4, and Octopath Traveler 2.
Watch out. Nah, bro. At that point, Nintendo would really have to take my wallet at that point. They did that. In December, bro. No, I can't do that, man. Because Holiday 2020 is going to have the Project Scarlet coming out with Halo Infinite. I'm pretty sure Sony's going to have one of their major... I mean, I don't know when Ghost of Tsushima or Last of Us is coming out. I hope it's not Holiday 2020. But imagine if it gets delayed all the way to Holiday 2020. I'll have to deal with that, Halo Infinite, and those 3 you just said. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Bro, I need to play Wano the video game, man. Like I played the prequel in Sekiro, but I need the Wano the video game. Like
facts, 100%. Ghost of Tsushima is truly Wano the video game. You're gonna be playing as Kyoshiro in his prime, bro. Like
yeah, exactly, bro. It'd be Odin, bro. But
Odin.
Or not, man.
Speaking of that, later on this week, we need to get all of us together again, talk about some One Piece because there's a lot to talk about, and it's on break this week. So
there's a certain person in the chat too, especially that needs to be in that call. You'll see.
Who, my boy Mac?
Yeah, this man for a troll comment.
I was waiting to shout him out, but I was waiting for a troll thing to come up for me to say it. But yeah, shout out to my boy Mac in the comments, man.
This man says getting a Switch just for Breath of the Wild 2. Well, yeah.
Yo, Sen says Pokemon Let's Go Gen 2. Did the Let's Go games do very good? Enough for them to do another
not
version.
Pokemon numbers, but decent. I think they're like 2.5 million to 3 million, which is good. Which is obviously very good.
Solid enough for them to maybe try to do another one, because
Yeah,
all they really making a game like that really isn't. I mean, making any game is hard, but making a game like that wouldn't be as hard as doing like a brand new Pokemon game, or something like that. So I think they could do it.
the only thing I can think about, if they do that, considering that in Pokemon Gen 2 you could go back to Gen 1. If they include that in Pokemon Let's Go, then you wouldn't really have a need to buy Pokemon Pikachu and Pokemon Eevee.
That's true. Now, while you were saying that, it completely hit me. We were expecting a Gen 4 remake announcement today. or at least I saw that going around, and I completely forgot about that until you brought that up. Because I saw people all over social media like, yeah, we're gonna get a Gen 4 remake. I'm like, Gen 4 remake? What? Excuse me? So, hey man, if that's holiday 2020, who knows? But staying on the topic of holiday 2020 and all that stuff. Before we wrap this up, because I have to go eat soon, but I want to ask you what your game of the show is so far to all of you, and also what are the top 3 games you're looking forward to seeing right after E3, or just in general, like going into this year and next year, even if the game wasn't showed at E3, what are the 3 games you're looking forward to seeing the most? Or playing the most, or seeing more information from the most. So I guess I'll start with Laz on furthest to the left.
I mean, the top one without question is nostalgia for Fantasy VII's remake, bro. Like there's no question. More of an honorable mention for this one, but we didn't really talk about. But Empire of Sins, like that, like the mafia stuff that was going on in that, bro, actually looked really cool. Gang violence things going on, so that's one I'm definitely looking forward to. But in terms of the other ones, man, like I mean, again, Fire Emblem Three Houses, like I already have that pre-order since way back, so I'm glad to get that. But Astral Chain for sure. But in terms of like the new stuff, I don't know, because it's almost like if I say anything now, it's already stuff that we already know of, right? Yeah. So I mean, like. Basically,
that's what I'm saying. Like out of the games we already know of, like a Death Stranding or something like that. Like,
to Cyberpunk, I'm definitely excited for that now. Not just because of the Keanu stuff, but like just in general for how much that game's been like hyped up and stuff. From over the years, just to finally know that we're gonna get that next year. Definitely looking forward to that. And especially just as the first time since I never played this game, the original, but Link's Awakening, that's gonna be an amazing experience. I don't know if that's something I'll stream, but it's something I'm definitely gonna be putting some hours into for sure.
For sure. So your best in show is also FF7?
Yeah, I would say without question, man. Like, look, even just like the stuff that we got, just Midgar alone, that looks beautiful.
Yeah, like, I'm there right there with you, bro. I'm right there with you.
Like, the Tifa thing won it for me. I'm sorry.
Tifa and Marlene. The moment I saw them, I said, "All right, it's over." I had to Vince Carter.
Yeah, exactly. Like she has a Hall of Fame badge, as far as I'm concerned, in rebounds, steals, in offensive rating.
She has defensive stopper Hall of Fame. I'll tell you that. She has chase down artist and Dodger Hall of Fame. She has limitless range Hall of Fame. Bro. You feel me? Deep range Deadeye. But anyways, Selpa, bro, if you can hear me. Well, I'm pretty sure you're gonna say Pokemon, but game of the show.
The only games I'm looking forward to is like I'm planning on buying a Switch soon, so I'm just gonna play Switch games.
Okay. Like, which games are you planning on buying, bro?
Like I mean like old games, not the only new one I think I'm buying is Pokemon.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. I'm buying like Mario, the Odyssey, Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
And then like
you gotta get Mario Kart, bro.
I'm gonna get the Smash and Mario Kart for sure.
Okay. Yeah, because we gotta collectively yell "Bullet Yo Bullet" for my boy.
Yo,
really. Oh man, freaking greatness. So your game of the show. What would your game of the show be for E3?
I didn't watch like most of it, so I can't really say anything besides like I guess I'd say Pokemon's because that's probably the one I was even like paying attention to because I'm not like that huge of a Nintendo fan like in general, but that's the one conference I watched. So
okay, hey, gotcha, man. So we got FF7, Pokemon, X-Men, game of the show, and top 3 games looking forward to.
All right, game of the show, easy. Breath of the Wild 2. Breath of the Wild was very close to like entering my favorite game of all time, nearly beat Ocarina of Time. Didn't just quite yet, but it was considering that it was that close. Breath of the Wild 2, easily.
I'm right there with you. I feel the same way. Yeah.
After that, I want to say No More Heroes 3,
Okay.
Astral Chain, and the new Halo.
Ooh, good man. Good man.
But the thing is, I also want to put Cadence of Hyrule, Crypt of the Necromancer in there because I played I played Crypt of Necromancer. I played the original game, the original game from that studio, and that game was so difficult that I loved it.
Okay.
I just love difficult games. Fire Emblem Three Houses actually disappointed me a little bit. So that would have been there in my top 3, but it's not. So my top 3 is, as I said, No More Heroes 3, the new Halo, and Astral Chain in no order.
Okay.
But the best announcement was Banjo. Easy.
That was awesome. That was awesome. So for me, it's kind of like it's half and half because my number one, without question, for most excited for is also Breath of the Wild 2. But I feel like I can't put it as game of the show because I didn't get to see any gameplay. I feel like next year will be my game of the show, for sure. If they dedicate more time to it, definitely. But this year, my game of the show has to be Final Fantasy VII Remake. I mean, not only did they deliver on the hype of what I've been wanting to see, they finally showed Tifa. They finally showed gameplay. I got to see a boss battle. I got to see all the combat mechanics that I've been waiting and dying to see, and how everything is going to be handled. We got to see Sephiroth in here, and finally get to see some of these characters. We got to see a majority of Midgar. So I'm really, really excited for Final Fantasy VII Remake. Of course, it's my childhood, about to be my adulthood, and so I had high expectations for it, but they blew it out of the water, and that's my game of the show for the weekend. And then of course, number one thing I'm most excited for, Breath of the Wild 2, which is probably going to be my game of the show next year. And then Modern Warfare right after that. I'm so excited to see that stuff because that's one of my favorite gaming franchises ever. And to finally have it come back and the fact that reimagining everything is going to be absolutely amazing. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing how they do that. And then so I can't wait for that conference later. Then my number 3, it's tough because there's so many that I really, really want. But I feel like one that wasn't shown at E3 that I can't wait for is Last of Us 2 because I just love that first game so much. But I'm really excited for that. And of course, Death Stranding because it's Kojima. But for stuff that was at E3, I think my third one is probably going to have to go to Astral Chain. Just because Astral Chain, like we were talking about earlier, looks a lot like Nier and looks like it has the same type of battle mechanics. And I really love that style of combat. So that fast-paced style is going to be absolutely incredible. Just to be able to go in there like somewhere on that. But of course, number 0 for me, because I'm a cheater, is Halo, because that's my baby, that's my childhood. I always say, man, I got them all. You know, it's what I grew up with. So, but I'm really looking forward to the gaming season from here on out. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll see how things go from here on out, man. I'm looking forward to seeing the directs or the PlayStation conferences and the Inside Xbox we're going to have later on in the year, showing a lot more of these games. Of course, TGS later on and whatnot. But man, it's going to be a blast. And I'm also really looking forward to E3 Coliseum. That's going to be taking place later on, right now and later on within the days. Just seeing more gameplay on the games we already know. I'm really looking forward to seeing gameplay from a lot of these games coming in. But I want to thank X and Silva and Laz and then Miles and Moose that made some time to come by for the stream. I really, really do appreciate it. So we were able to talk about the greatness. Hopefully later on this week, we'll be able to get together again. I really want to stream both One Piece and Gintama on the channel. So you could definitely get together for that. And then hopefully on Laz's channel, we'll be able to stream some Nintendo greatness and just have a chill stream over there. Hopefully with the Raptors having won, you know what I'm saying? But
hopefully. If not, then yeah.
But aside from that, man, I also want to give a quick shout out to my boy X, Mr. X Reacts, man, who is about to dive into my favorite arc of all time on his channel. So definitely keep an eye out on his channel for that Gintama greatness, because my boy has been going ham. X, I gotta give it up to you, bro. You've been going so in on Gintama. I haven't been able to keep up.
I think most people haven't.
Like I go into my subscriptions and I'm like, Flag Nards, like the whole season one day. I'm like, oh yeah, dude. But it's been great following your journey over there, man. So shout out to you.
Also appreciate being here.
Oh, for sure, man. For sure. It's always fun. I hope to have you again on for the One Piece stream we're gonna do later on this week. Of course, I can't have you on for Gintama because then you'd be But I can't have Laz on there either because Laz isn't caught up to Gintama.
I know. I fell behind.
Yeah, but yeah, man. I hope everybody has an awesome day. This has been a really fun E3. I will see all of you on Twitter, man, for more greatness. But peace out. I hope you have an awesome day. Take care, yo.